What's up, y'all?
Hey, the flow getting better. I thought that I told you I'd be here forever. I'm giving God my time, my treasure and talent is making me better. I vision the sweater, the cross on the back, the holiest getter. I'm loving the pressure, it's making the diamond shining forever. If you still on the road, you don't gotta catch up. The devil gon' press up. I'm watching my dribble, I'm keeping my head up. I know it's a setup, a table in front of my enemies. It's easy to show you the way. You gotta follow your destiny, you gotta follow your path. You gotta stay in your bed for real. I know that he gon' leave me the green pasture, so I don't really get mad for real. We ain't on TV, so why you an actor?
What's up, Jahan? What's up, y'all? What's up, Abi? What's up, Louisiana Sister Squad Podcast?
I got vision like Bruno with me. I don't know how the story will go, but know if I stick to the code, you'll go inside of my soul and pull out the piece that broke. A lot of people want the pros, but they don't want the process. A lot of goals, less stress. A lot of talk, less steps. I need a call.
What's up, Lisa? What's up, Ashley?
Probably at my desk. Know this ain't my best, but if you stay for a while, might see a couple moves and know this ain't like chess. You know it ain't about religion. I know they ain't go like this. Swiping credit for the music, money I ain't even have. You gotta take it like risk. You gotta bet up on yourself. Trust ain't nobody else can put
you gotta bet up on yourself. You gotta bet on yourself. You gotta bet on yourself. You know, most folks don't bet on themselves. They don't. Thank you, Jahan, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Jamaican girl, what's up? Dame though, what's up? Wide awake, what's up? Hey, you gotta bet on yourself. Gotta bet on yourself.
The cross on the back, the holiest getter. I'm loving the pressure. It's making the diamond shining forever. If you fall and get up, you still on the road, you don't gotta catch up.
What's up, 3/4 Yeezers?
I'm keeping my head up. I know it's a setup, a table in front of my enemies.
What's up, y'all?
It's easy to show you the way. You gotta follow your destiny, you gotta follow your path. You gotta stay in your bed for real. I know that he gonna.
You like this shirt, Lisa?
I don't really get mad for real. We ain't on TV, so you're an actor. Talking about you don't show no emotion. It's my heart, my soul, I show it. If you a player, you can't be coached. If you really ballin', you can't be open.
What's up, y'all? Glad y'all could tune in on this Wednesday night, the hump day. I got that shared account now. I can only cash app. Oh, man. But I thank y'all for all y'all contributions and really most of all y'all just listening to me. Today I want to talk about the end of the world. What's up, Mimi? What's up, I am Lynn B? The end of the world is near. A lot of things happening and going and taking place. There's this paper I found on the ground a couple weeks ago. It says how to stay safe from CV-19. It says get jabbed up, get the Boost Mobile, wear a mask, get tested, wash hands, socially distance, and fresh air indoors. So thank you, Bree Bree, for the super sticker. COVID, my bad. CV-19 symptoms, fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, diarrhea. So basically, it's going to encompass all the symptoms. So now, just think about this. Any symptom is going to be the Peter pandemic. Thank you, Abi Sadiq, for the super sticker. I want to thank, you go back to the top. Yeah, I want to thank Jahan. Well, yours don't say super sticker, but Jahan, I thank you for the gold. I'm gonna give you got the gold sticker. And then Breeby with the super sticker, and then B Sadiq with the super sticker. But basically, you notice that CV-19 has all the symptoms. So any symptom will be CV-19. So they're setting you up for the future to where if you have any kind of symptom, talking about a sneeze, cough, anything you normally have for the past many years, everything's gonna be linked to the Peter pandemic. Now, in this pamphlet, where you can actually go on here and you can actually scan your phone and you can find the nearest place to get your snake bite. Thank you, I am Lynn B, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Where you can go and get You can scan your phone and get your, y'all can see it. You can scan your phone and get your, and know where all the jab spots are. Now, who do you think all this is marketed towards? Who do you think all this is? Now, somebody on the back of this sheet of paper, who do you think is on the back of this sheet of paper? Who's on the back? Who do you think? Anybody got a guess? You can say it. Who do you think is on the back of this sheet of paper? Okay, John. Yeah, I sell some merch. I sell t-shirts. I got some hats, some jerseys, you know, some stuff. I got some merch here. Some people say Kamala, some people say Biden, some people say Obama, Barack, some people say Black Girl Magic. Somebody said an alternative black man with high cholesterol Abrams. Somebody said Fauci. People are saying Fauci, BLM. Somebody said a transformer. So I'm going to just let y'all know who's on the back of this, just to let y'all know that the propaganda is real. Now, they give you all this stuff, scan your phone, get all this information, get all this stuff done. And this is recent. This is for this time of the year right now. And look who's on the back. Bam. Look who's on the back. Now, what are the chances of all this marketing going to this person on the back right here? Isn't that crazy? I don't know why my camera's so dark. I don't know why this camera is so dark. It's weird. I may have to add some lights, you know? I may have to add some light. Because it shouldn't be this dark, you know that? Let me add some light to it or something. Goodness. Yeah. Let me add some light. Goodness. But why would they have Black Girl Magic on the back of this propaganda for this Peter pandemic? Somebody said inclusive. I'm going to tell you why, because I ain't got a lot of time. I heard congressmen are not required to get the jab. That makes sense. So basically, with Black Girl Magic, you kill two birds with one stone. A lot of men that I know got the snake bite because of women. They either, their baby's mother wanted them to get it, their wife wanted them to get it, their mother wanted them to get it. It was some kind of Black Girl Magic in their life that wanted them to get the snake bite. And that's why a lot of men that I know actually got it, just out of pleasing the women. So this is intentional because they know this person right here can kill three birds with one stone. This person can get the man and the child. So this person right here can get the whole family. And we've seen proof of this, you know. But yeah, Katie, you mentioned your light bill. I looked at my homeowner's insurance, and my homeowner's insurance literally quadrupled, four times the amount. So I called and I asked, you know, why is my insurance going up so much? These people told me that because they have a lot of claims, they got to raise the rates. So let me get this straight. People are getting insurance claims, and you got to raise my rates. But again, this is all part of communism. Think about that. People are filing claims, but I get affected by it. That's communism. There's no reason for folks to raise that homeowners like that. Anyway, I just I'm going with somebody else. So, you know, that's the end of that story. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying 4 times the amount like my house is worth 4 times the amount. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it's a racket. You charging me 4 times the insurance and nothing has changed. I haven't filed a claim. My house hasn't increased. Well, it probably increased in value, but that's not why they did it. They said they did it because people were filing claims. Again, that's communism. Anyway, somebody said insurance is a racket. Insurance is racist. See, LaShawn said, I told my husband we are not getting the jab. That's good. That's a good woman. Because most women I know that are from the community, they all got that snake bite. 99% of them. 99% got a snake bite. Anyway, let me get started. I can talk about this all day. So the title of today's, YouTube podcast, whatever this is Time is Up. And I have on IG, I have duplicitous and decadence. When people are duplicitous, meaning they're double-minded, it leads to decadence. Double-mindedness is going to a voting booth and saying, I'm picking the lesser of two evils. That's double-minded. Or being double-minded is you going to vote for a party that isn't going to do anything for you and then holding the party accountable that you don't vote for. Let me make that more plain. Black people vote almost 100% Democrat, but don't hold Democrats accountable. Black people actually try to hold Republicans accountable and they don't vote for them. That's called being double-minded. That's called being duplicitous. And this is pervasive in Black culture, but most people in the world have a hint of being double-minded in them already, being duplicitous. It's just that the Black community has a lot higher than everybody else. Hence why you see the results in the Black community. Oh, I should get an inspection? Oh, okay. Right. And America is a republic. It's not a democracy. So all these folks talking about democracy, what they're talking about is communism. What they're talking about is a one world government. What they're talking about is a new world order. What they're talking about is a liberal world order. What they're talking about is a great reset. When you hear democracy, you hear threats to democracy. What you're really hearing is threats to a global agenda, the one world government. What's up, Keena? Doug Johnson said being Black is double-minded. Well, you think about it, it is double-minded because you're not Black. So think about a person saying, screaming to the top of their lungs, I'm Black, I'm Black, I'm Black, but their skin's actually brown. That's even double-minded in itself. I'm glad he said that. Thank you, Doug. That's double-minded in itself. For someone to be saying, I'm Black, I'm Black, I'm Black, I'm Black, but you're really brown. You're like a white person saying white power, white power, white power, and you're not white. You're pink. I don't know. Off-white, but you're not white. So my point is, even the notion of a color construct is double-minded. Calling Asian people yellow, they're not going to have it. Now, the Hispanics going to ride with brown because they're pushing the same type of propaganda to Hispanics. Hispanics get the same type of propaganda that Black folks get. So the Hispanic community will end up like the Black community. But Native Americans don't want to be called red. Asians don't want to be called yellow. You know why? There's no propaganda pushed to them. The two groups that have propaganda pushed to them are really Black and brown. That's where they accept the color codes. Right. A double-minded man, Mimi got a scripture, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Now, my cousin told me I need to reference a scripture so it doesn't seem like I got to text my cousin real quick. Hold on. Let me text. Shit. Sorry on Instagram. But she told me to go to the scripture, so I'm going to go to the scripture real quick so I can get started. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So not some, not a few, but all. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. That means when you're double-minded and you're duplicitous, that spills over into every area of your life. That being double-minded, being duplicitous would lead to being decadent. So if you're double-minded in one area, like the Black community is double-minded in politics, they're double-minded in everything else. That's why they'll cry about and riot about a police officer shooting someone Black. But if someone Black shoots up the whole block, they don't say a word. So again, that's the problem. We have a person in here right now. He's another person. You know, again, Black people saying America's racist, white people are racist, but then lining up by the millions to get the snake bite. It don't make any sense. But guess what? That is being double-minded and duplicitous. That's what it is. It's not supposed to make sense. You got people like all these people that were talking about America racist and all this stuff, literally are working for America. All the actors, entertainers, athletes, most people work for America. So if America is so racist, why do you have a job? If America is so racist, why do you have a career? If America is systemically racist, how are you able to function in America and have a good time? How do you have sayings like boss up, turn up, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, I'm a king, I'm a queen? How do you even have those statements if America is systemically racist? Now, when you go to India and it's a caste system, they don't talk like that. If you go to India, it's very clear who's oppressed and who's not. It's clear. It's so clear, nobody even speaks about it. It's just funny to me that in India, we can see the system in place working, but in America, everybody's scratching their head. In America, some people make it, some people don't. Some folks are rich, some folks are like, in America, it seems to be hit or miss. But in other countries, it's clear. In China, very clear. India, very clear. Venezuela, very clear. Like in these countries, it's Ukraine, it's very clear what these countries are. But when it comes to America, you got some Black folks saying they're oppressed. You got some Black folks saying we still slaves. We still slaves. I got one on here now. Same thing with Brazil. But to be double-minded means you're going to be double-minded in all of your ways. Now, take this double-minded and decadence, apply it to Black people, and then let Black people be a mirror for the rest of the world. Because Black folks influence the world, this is what's going to happen. If you think about it, Black people are voting for abortion, for trans in the schools, for children to transition, for immigration, for the Ukrainians to get money, for the immigrants to get money, for the Afghans to get money, and for climate change, and for more snake bites and more mandates. Like, that's what Black folks are voting for, because we can all agree that Black folks haven't got anything from the Democratic Party. We can agree. So that's not a secret. Black people have not got anything from the Democrats. Do we agree with that? Everybody agrees with that. The Democrats have not given Black folks anything. I can go through the list like I do all the time of what Joe Biden has done for everybody else except Black people. Black people got crack pipes. They got Maya Angelou on a quarter. What else? Oh, they got to cut the line for the snake bite. What else? What else? Black folks just voted for the dude that had a stroke. He don't even know what's going on. Black people behind this man cheering him on. Now, we can all agree that this man ain't going to lead you nowhere. We can all agree that that guy is not going to lead you anywhere. We know that. But Black folks behind him just cheering. So Black people are voting for crack pipes. They got crack pipes. They got jump the line for the snake bites. They got Maya Angelou on the quarter. What else? What I miss? What did I miss? Did I miss something? That's what Black folks are voting for, because think about it. If the Democrats aren't giving Black folks anything, then Black folks are voting for those things. They're voting for the destruction of their family. I was in the gym, and what prompted this live was me being in the gym 2 days ago, and some guys were commenting on people think I'm getting paid by somebody. People think I'm working for somebody or whatever. So I asked them, well, who would pay me? You know, who would pay me? That's my question. Who would pay me? Who? And pay me for what? Pay me for what? Because last I checked, none of the black folks was mentioned in the Jewish community. No, nobody, none of your black woke folk were talking about the Jewish community. So my question is, what would they be paying me for? And that's right. Crack pipes, abortion, my ass you on a quarter, and jump the line for the snake bites. That's what black folks have gotten. And I told y'all this. I told y'all they was going to use the Peter pandemic as black folks reparations. I told y'all this. You can check my Instagram and YouTube. 2.5 years ago, I said this. They're going to use the Peter pandemic to give you reparations. That's why they made it about you. That's why they made everything about you. Now, my question is, many folks would say I'm a sellout, right? But the Clintons called up Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian and asked them to get black folks to get the snake bite. So why haven't they been canceled? What? The Clintons, y'all not going to cancel them. You won't cancel Bill and Hillary, even though they've done so much destruction and death. You won't cancel them. But you can at least cancel Kim and her mama. The Clintons called them up and say, we need you all to get black folks to get the snake bite. And nobody's outraged about that. So I'm at the gym. Thank you so much, Lady T, for the thank you, Lady T. There we go. But guess what? You can always tell the fate of a people based on the morality of the people. So again, to be duplicitous is to really be working for Satan. If you're double-minded, the reason why you're unstable in all your ways is because if you're double-minded, you can't possibly follow God. So if you're double-minded, you're in a tug of war, not between God and the devil. You're in a tug of war between the world and Satan. You're being pulled back and forth between the world and Satan. God's out of the picture. God is out of the picture. But they accuse me of being paid. And I'm like, who would pay me? Pay me for what? Like, think about it. Just think for a second. Who would pay me? Who? I'm against the snake bites. I'm against Klaus Schwab. I'm against Bill Gates. I'm against Elon Musk. I'm against all black politicians, celebrities, entertainers. I'm against all of them. So I'm trying to figure out who gonna pay me. Because last I checked, Netflix was cutting the check. They're not racist, right? All these corporations, Kaepernick said he's oppressed, but he got an ice cream and a shoe deal. Kaepernick has an ice cream. He has a shoe deal. He got a Netflix special. He got something coming out with Spike Lee. He gets paid a lot of money to speak around the country, and he says he's oppressed. He says he's oppressed. JT, what's up, JT? I'm going to make you a moderator. Listen, I don't want the blood on my hands. I'm just tired of these weak black men. It's time's up. They just weak and soft. It's time's up. I'm tired of it. This generation of black men that we have before us, the Charlemagnes, the A. Washington 718, them kind of people, man, they're cowards. They're disgusting, weak, spineless cowards. We don't need them. There's a scene in a movie called Immortals where this guy goes, and I guess Mickey Rourke's character, he goes and tells about what his people are doing. And then after he gets done, he thinks he's going to get a reward from Mickey Rourke's character. And Mickey Rourke tells him the world has no need for cowards, and gets a sledgehammer and basically just smashes his, genitals so he can't reproduce. And so at the end of the day, The world has no need for a coward. God despises cowardice, but most black men are cowards because most black men are falling under something that keeps them in bondage, which is even being black. Most black men are going to be democratic. They're going to be liberal. That automatically makes them soft. So now you can imagine, we talk about single parent households, but even the households with a liberal, beta, democratic black man, the household is still doomed. The household is still doomed because he's leading. He's probably not leading, probably the woman's leading. But even for the black man that seems to be doing everything right, his spirit is liberal. His spirit is demonic. His spirit is satanic. He's still excuse-minded. He's still soft. He's still weak. He's still cowardly. Still. So the problem is these men come to my platforms because I'm telling the truth. Nobody goes to listen to a lie. You get entertained by lies, but you get convicted by the truth. So this spineless, cowardly jellyfish on my page, he has to come here because he knows it's the truth. So when at night when he's trying to go to bed, he's getting tormented. He got the demons all around him in this ear, and then he got one glimmer of hope, which is my voice in the other ear. I know it sounds crazy. The demons are telling him to just give up and surrender. But my voice is telling them, stop being a coward. Stop being weak. Stop being soft. Stop being a rat. Stop being a scumbag. Stop being a degenerate. Stop being duplicitous. Stop being decadent. My lone voice is fighting against a legion of demons that's trying to take him over. He can't see it now, but when he's in a camp and he's standing in line to get his slot for the day, then he'll realize what I was talking about. Then he'll realize what I'm talking about. He can't see it now because life is good. He triple boosted. He got the boost mobile. He jabbed up. Life is good. He's feeling good. He's happy. He's liberal. He go for anything. His back is soft. His wrist is broke. All that's good. He's a eggplant warrior. Life is good. It's fun. But when these folks bring the hammer down, I'm gonna talk about this because the digital currency is about to come here. When that digital currency comes, your behavior, your biometrics is going to be linked to that money. That means who you are will be linked to the money. That is the first sign of the mark of the beast. It will be the name, it will be the number, and it will be the name, the number, the name, the number, and the mark. So the mark of the beast in totality will be three things. It'll be three things. Now, I know he's going to get all three things, so I ain't worried about him. But hopefully my voice, will ring true. And in the end, he'll do the honorable thing and fall on the sword. Like back in the day when the samurais lost, they used to fall on their sword. Hopefully he'll fall on his sword because he already fell on many needles. So hopefully this time he'll fall on the sword. But let me get to this digital currency. Get to this digital currency. Now, and again, you all, it's not really him disrupting the live. It's just the demons inside of him. Once they get this snake bite, that activates all the demons. So the alien technology, tag teams with the demons, and then it becomes a Royal Rumble inside his spirit. So right now, it ain't really him talking. It's what the Bible calls legion. The Bible said we legion. So that's basically what's talking on. That's why they come to my page and they're doing all this stuff because they're under a demonic possession and alien possession. It's both. Imagine, back in the day, they tagged me in and they would double. Yeah, it's the same thing with them. They got the alien technology and they got the demons. They tag team. Now they're going to work on his body on the inside. So his mind is all over the place right now. But as you can see on YouTube, this person's name is Allie Boyd, and she's just in MasterCard, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and others launch a 12-week experimental digital dollar pilot with the New York Fed. So that 12 weeks is pretty much 4 months. No. 3 months. So that's a quarter, my bad. So that 12 weeks is a quarter. So they're going to look at a financial quarter to see if the digital currency works. Now, of course, they're going to say it works. Now, of course, y'all going to believe them when they get on TV and say, oh, digital currency did so. Of course, they're going to say it worked. Duh, it's going to work. How I run. Anyway, let me go to the next slide. She crossed this person out, but it says exciting news. Now banks and bureaucrats can conveniently stop you from buying what you want until you comply, all without ever leaving their palaces. Exactly. So what Black folks don't realize is that the reason why they keep giving you all the slave narrative over and over again is to make you all identify with being a slave and then make it appealing to other groups of people. So the goal is to get Black people to identify with slavery, and then Black folks will get the world to do it. That's the whole purpose. That's why you all get this slavery. That's why the Emmett Till coming out again. You didn't had Wakanda Forever, the Black feminist film. You got all this stuff. Y'all remember the first Wakanda? Remember the first Wakanda? You had the tribes fighting each other. Remember that? And you had the white man in the seat in the computer. Just remember that scene in the Wakanda, the first one. You had the white man in the computer controlling everything, and you had the Black folks down there in red and blue fighting. Remember that? Go back and watch the first Wakanda. In the ending scene, the white guy was at the computer, sitting at the top, and he watching all the niggas and Negroes fighting each other with different colors on. This Black Panther, you got the indigenous sea people versus the Africans. And I guarantee it's some white people observing the Africans fighting the sea people. Except this time, it's Black Girl Magic leading the fight. Listen, they are flooding y'all with so much propaganda, and it's just all to get you all to identify with this bondage and this tyranny. And Black folks gonna do it. Because Black folks quick to holler, they oppressed. It's already in their spirit. Global banks partner with New York Fed for 12-week digital dollar pilot. Some of the world's banking giants are participating in a brand new endeavor alongside the New York Federal Reserve. Global banks are partnering with the New York Fed for a 12-week digital dollar pilot. Social credit system. So here's where it's going to get tricky. I got a video I got to drop too, but basically, they're going to make you get on social media. They're going to make you get on social media. It's like they make you pay taxes. It's the same thing. They're going to make you get on social media to build up your social credit score, just like you had to build up your credit. It's the same thing. You had to build up your credit. Now you got to build up your social credit score. It's the same thing. You're going to be on social media, and I already know what Black folks going to do. Now the approved message is to talk about white people. So Black folks going to do that. But Black folks won't be able to talk about the LGBTQs, trans, the immigrants, nor the Jewish people. So just know, Black folks, everybody else going to be off limit. They're going to be terrorizing y'all. But you can talk about white folks, nobody else. And Black folks going to agree to it. But so the social credit system is going to be based on your social media account. They're going to make you get one. They're going to first present it as, get on social media, show how diverse you are, develop camaraderie. America should come together. Like, it's going to be all kind of woke rhetoric surrounding folks getting on social media. express your creativity, show how much you care. And we saw a glimpse of this when they put the black squares during the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd spellcasting marches and protests. During that time, those black squares that folks were just putting up a black square. That's a sign of social credit. Because what people were doing was, if I post this black square, that means I'm down for the people. The corporations, if I donate to Black Lives Matter, I'm down for the people. Even though the Black Lives Matter money went right to the trans community. And I told you all, BLM is about trans in leadership. They're not, Black Lives Matter is about trans. That's why Joe Biden hired a trans person first. He fired a black man, then hired a trans white man. And black people celebrated. But, what do I know? Anyway, some people at the gym told me that I'm possibly getting paid by somebody, right? Now, I already exposed Stacey Abrams for who she is. And Stacey Abrams is really working for Satan because she's really promoting abortion, and she knows that abortion is the leading cause of maternal mortality rate among black women and miscarriage. She knows this. So she knows that abortion leads to the death of the mother and the child or miscarriage. She knows this. So folks wasn't even upset at Stacey Abrams for doing. They weren't even upset at her for doing that. Listen to me. When I talk to black people about this stuff, they're not even upset. They're not even upset. If I tell somebody white this, they're almost knocked to the floor. They can't believe it. I tell black folks this. Black folks is like, and? So that lets you know where black people are headed. If they don't care about being killed from a politician, then it's over. The same president that locked y'all up gave y'all crack pipes. It's over. Now, I will say this. Part of working out is kind of a conservative mindset when you work out. It's kind of conservative because working out shows you that you got to, if you want something out, you got to put in. So working out is almost a character builder. It is as a character builder, but it puts it in perspective. It gives you context. It lets you know that if you put in hard work, you're going to get results. Now, it's funny to me that black people will be in the gym and they'll know that what you put in, you get out, but then get out in the real world and think that somebody's oppressing them. Again, that's a part of being double-minded and being duplicitous. Right, Abi Sadiq. White people did not tell black folks to be upset. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. But this is why I always talk about self-reliance, self-accountability. Everything is my fault. Everything is your fault. You can change your destiny. You can, again, I always put the power in the individual's hand. The Bible said, God says that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So that lets you know the kingdom of heaven is in your power, in your determination. It's at hand. Whose hand? Your hand. What be loosed in heaven be loosed on earth. What be bound on earth be bound in heaven. So what I'm telling you all is God believes in self-accountability. The Bible tells us to be perfect like your Father is in heaven. We should all be seeking perfection. Not seeking white validation, which is what most of these black woke folks do. They're seeking attention from white people. They want white folks to listen to them. Trying to find that scripture. My cousin told me to go to the scriptures. But much of what you see, Matthew, from that time, Jesus began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So you notice he says repent, which is a self-action. You got to repent because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And so When God is speaking to us, God is speaking to us from a personal level, meaning that God is telling you to be perfect like your Father is in heaven. Why is God telling you that? God telling you that because God already put all the tools and the gifts inside you. It's your job to manifest them. They say you have faith of a mustard seed, but it's your job to plant the mustard seed. Hold on, I'm tripping. I forgot that scripture I was just thinking about. Did it come back to me? Right. CEO Deborah Stone, it's choice. Before the election, say it was at Creflo Dollar's church for his church to make sure that they voted for her. Exactly. So at the end of the day, these pastors that you all are listening to, all you got to do is judge the tree by the fruit that it bears. It's not a difficult thing, but when you're double-minded, you'll never want to judge the fruit because you know your own fruit is going to be rotten. So what I'm telling you is that it's impossible to be of God if you're double-minded. It's impossible. You can't be voting and say, I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. That is a duplicitous statement. It's decadence. It's pure decadence. If you feel like both people are evil, don't vote. If you feel like both candidates are evil, then don't vote. This double-minded thing has destroyed Black culture, where folks think they can do all this dirt and then ask for forgiveness and everything is absolved. That's not how that works. You're still going to pay for them sins because you're going to reap what you sow. So social credit score. China's social credit system ranks citizens and punishes them with throttled internet speeds and flight bans if the Communist Party deems them untrustworthy. So again, Black people are not prepared for communism. They're not. They think they are because Black culture is communist, because Black culture says you must vote Democratic, right? You must not care about abortion. You must not care about the violence, and you must not care about your health. That is what Black culture says. So Black culture is already communist, but Black folks don't understand if America is communist, you're not going to have any freedoms or liberties. It's not how that's going to work. There's going to be Chinese police over here, UN troops over here, federal troops over here. Biden had hired 87,000 IRS agents. 87,000 IRS agents. That's a small army. What are we talking about? You can name millions upon millions, if not billions, of broke Democrats. Y'all can't name me one broke Republican. Y'all can't name me one. You sure can't name no Black broke Republicans. Y'all don't know. I was listening to Ice Cube today, and in one of Ice Cube's song on the Death Certificate album, he says that Blacks are too effing broke to be Republican. So even Ice Cube knows, like, you don't know any broke Black Republican, but you know a whole bunch of broke Black Democrats. What does that tell you? It tells you that the two parties manifest differently amongst the people. The two parties manifest differently amongst the people. Even if you didn't have Democrat or Republican, you would still have conservative and you would still have liberals. Like you would still have God-fearing, you still have Satan-loving. Like you would still have it. You would still have the same dynamics. The same dynamics. Let's continue. Well, I ain't gonna show this. It's just a great Black Mirror episode when they deal with that social credit score. Let me go back. Okay, let's talk about let me get on somebody real quick. Let me talk real quick about when we go to Candace Owens first.
Why is Kyrie Irving saying that? Why?
Now, Candace Owens did what none of these woke, black, social justice warriors did. She did what none of them have done.
Why is he saying I can't be anti-Semitic? Why is he saying that?
Now, it's just funny to me that it took Candace Owens to put the definition of what Semitic was on her show. None of your woke, black, activists, freedom fighters, social justice warriors, woke weekend warriors, none of your black woke people, none of your black people fight against the system, none of them ever put the definition of Semitic up on any kind of platform. And it took Candace Owens, the one y'all called a sellout, to do it. Now, why would the sellout put it up, but none of the woke folks put it up? Why would the sellout put it up, Candace Owens, but none of the woke folks put it up? I'm asking. Why would Candace Owens put up what Semitic was and nobody else did it? Can somebody help me? Why was Candace Owens defending Kyrie Irving and all your woke black people with their fists in the air was condemning him? Jason Whitlock and Candace Owens were defending Kyrie and all your woke people were condemning him. Just explain it to me. Explain it to me. I need a woke troll to tell me. Can somebody tell me? So my point is, clearly, Candace Owens has a lot more courage than every black leader y'all have known for the past 30 years. And Farrakhan don't count because he worked with them people too. Farrakhan had a million-man march on government property twice. Farrakhan had a million-man march on federal government property twice, and you can't tell me what they talked about. You can't tell me what they talked about. They didn't talk about nothing both times. They didn't talk about nation building, entrepreneurship. They didn't talk about building up a nation, cleaning up black culture. That ain't what they talked about. And Farrakhan in the second one paid homage to the LGBTQ community. And I put it in a video, so here's proof. So he working for them people. There's no way you can be going against the system and the system lets you get a million black people together on their property. Clearly, listen, like I said before, would they let me do it? Would they let me get a million people together on their property? Yes or no? Would they let me get a million people that think like me on their property? Yes or no? The answer is no. So there's a huge difference between me and Farrakhan, clearly. Thank you, Khalil. The NOI had 50 years to buy land and build a community. Exactly. And again, I ain't totally against them. I love them bean pies. I'm not going to lie. Abi said he paid homage to his Masonic teachings. Hold on. They can't clean up black culture. That would be an improvement in competition, I was told by a teacher. Right. So the main issue is If the black community is self-sufficient, they don't need any of these leaders. Think about it. The only group on the planet that needs a leader is black people. Black people are the only group on the planet talking about they need a leader. It's absolute foolishness. Black people are the only ones that need a leader, like their children. It's crazy. Why you need a leader? Listen, if you a man, be a man. You a woman, be a woman. Y'all follow God. It ain't rocket science. You got the Muslims trying to lead y'all, the Hebrew Israelites, the Moors, and it's so many, the Black Power movement, it's so many factions trying to lead Black America, and they all going nowhere. They all going nowhere because accountability and the building of a nation starts in the home, and it starts with the individual. You can't lead nobody out of decadence. But back to Candace. Candace Owens, and listen, let me be honest with y'all. I used to not like Candace Owens until one day God told me, well, God asked me, why don't you like her? I'm telling you the truth. I said, because, and I thought. So I went to my computer, I sat down, and I started watching all these highlights of Candace Owens. And I said, dang, I actually agree with her 100%. So really, I only dislike Candace Owens really because I felt like she was a sellout. But I felt that way because she was holding Black people accountable. And to an immature man, accountability is threatening. And to an immature man, accountability is threatening. She was holding Black people accountable and saying that Black folks aren't victims. You don't need white. She literally says you don't need white people. And it's just funny to me that people call her a sellout, but she has the most empowering message. You don't need white people. All these other folks are saying, let's go beg white people. Black folks sat up there and said, we're going to vote for Joe Biden and then get our stuff on the back end. This is what black folks said. We're going to get Trump out of office. We're going to vote for Joe Biden and we're going to get ours on the back end. How long do the back? Now, here go Joe Biden now. Joe Biden going to run again. He going to say, I didn't do it the first 4 years, but I promise the next 4 years I got y'all. And Black folks going to zombie their way all the way to the polls and do it again. But Candace Owens is not a sellout because all she owes us is the truth. That's all she owes us. You know? She's not a sellout because she has a white husband. I know it's very difficult for somebody like Candace Owens at that age to meet someone. Because see what Black folks do is Black folks give you a non-nuanced charge. They say, marry somebody Black. But for me, for myself, for example, I'm conservative, right? I have more conservative views. I don't believe in this foolishness. So I don't tolerate none of this stuff. So guess what? How many Black women out there are not going to be Democratic, are not going to be liberal, are not going to support BLM, are not going to support this? Like you got to think about Black culture. Black culture in itself supports all the decadence. So you asking people that are conservative in the Black community to literally go on a hunt, a scavenger hunt, like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, to try to find somebody and hope they can serve. It's crazy. If it was 50 years ago, it would be easy to find a conservative. And it's not just for the women, it's for the men too, but even though there's more conservative Black men than there are Black women. But I'm just saying from a male perspective, if I'm not with the foolishness, how many women out there are not with the foolishness? That's a valid question. They're just telling you to get with somebody black. No, it's not how that works. Listen, Jojo Mac, I don't care who Candace Owens is married to. Has she lied to you? What has Candace Owens told you that's been wrong? She's been against the snake bites and she supported Kyrie. She went against the snake bites. She supported Kyrie. So Jojo Mac, what has Candace Owens said that is wrong? I don't care who she married to. She don't owe me to be married to somebody I approve of. She owed me the truth. And this is what black folks do. Black folks have the truth in front of them and they try to discredit it. Black folks have the truth in front of them and they say, oh, they're not perfect. That is a democratic liberal argument. To be a Democrat, all you got to do is say, I'm a Democrat. To be a Republican, you can have those skeletons in your closet. You got to have all your affairs in order. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay, like, to be a Republican, there is a standard for Republican on both sides. There is no standard for a Democrat. Democrats can literally do anything they want to do. Nobody says a word about it. The dude in Pennsylvania is mentally damaged, and they voted for him. There's no standard for a Democrat. They would never vote. They voted for a dead guy. They even voted for a dead guy. There is no standard for a Democrat. That's why I know it's impossible for a Republican to appeal to a Democrat. It's impossible. How are you going to appeal to somebody that tells you, we don't care about standards? We don't care about policy. Get out, we can't do it. Right. They support Eve and her white husband. They support Kamala Harris and her Jewish husband. They support Barack Obama and his white mama. They support all these other folks. They got these non-melanated spouses. They supported Kanye with Kim Kardashian. Come on, y'all. It's only an issue because Candace Owens is telling the truth. And this is the black defense mechanism. When they hear the truth, try to discredit the person. It's decadence. It's pure decadence. Let's continue.
That a couple of breaths after he talks about the Oxford Dictionary. So here is the definition of Semitic straight from the Oxford Dictionary. It's relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family. So clearly what Kyrie Irving is saying based on that definition is that he believes that he is Semitic, that he hails from maybe Africa or from Asia. Do not make the word Semitic just about Jewish people in America. It includes a lot of other people, okay? Now you might disagree with that. You might disagree with the Oxford Dictionary definition, but you can't be mad at him for stating the actual Oxford Dictionary definition. I want to say this really from the heart because there was so much pressure that was put upon me to condemn Kyrie Irving, right? To condemn Kyrie Irving based on this press conference, to basically decide that his pain is irrelevant. When I watched this press conference, I felt Kyrie's pain. I felt his pain, and I will say this emotionally and not rationally, as a black person. But what Kyrie Irving says is that you can't pit atrocity against another atrocity and basically say that his pain doesn't matter, that his noble pursuit of wanting to know where he came from, even if he landed on the wrong conclusions, is something that he is valid in feeling. Now, why is...
I'm trying to figure out why none of your woke people, why is my thing not working, man? My do not disturb. What the heck is going on? These folks be calling me knowing I'm live, man. It's sabotage. Let me do this again. Hold up. I'm about to come back. Instagram, I'm about to come back. I'm trying to figure out, though, why Candace Owens had to be the one to do I'm going to talk about this for about 5 minutes, though, because she ain't getting her just dues. She ain't getting her just dues. Because y'all skipping past what Candace Owens is saying. I ain't gonna let y'all do it. I ain't gonna let y'all do it. Because we gonna harp on this. I'm trying to figure out why Candace Owens is the only person to put on a large platform that's going to get national attention what Semitic is. I need to know why nobody's making a big deal about what Candace Owens did for Kyrie Irving. I'll tell you why, because of the duplicitous, being double-minded, and being decadent. So what black folks do is, black people know what Candace Owens is doing is putting all of their black heroes to shame, but because it's Candace Owens, they're going to act like she didn't say it. And she went a step further and said, you can't put atrocity against atrocity as if Kyrie Irving's pain is invalid. Now, she literally eloquently stated what none of these black folks said. None of your black leaders, your black woke folks that y'all look up to, idolize, and praise, did what Candace Owens did. But black people are so double-minded and duplicitous and decadent, they don't even care. What'd you say, like with you blacks, I had to heart all of your content instead of bits and pieces. Listen, at the end of the day, I've never told anybody they couldn't do it. I've never told anybody they was oppressed. I've never told anybody they was born inferior. I've never given anybody that message. I've only told people they what did God say? You are wonderfully and fearfully made. You're more than a conqueror. So at the end of the day, my critique on anybody is that you're born to be great. Greatness in the flesh. I don't subscribe to white folks being, I don't subscribe to none of that stuff. I don't. It doesn't resonate with me. I don't believe in the whole, I don't believe in it. I'm not oppressed, not a slave. That's it. Thank you, Michaela, for the sticker. Thank you so much. I don't agree with it. I believe in being empowered. And honestly, I believe in everything being my fault. I believe in everything being my fault. That means if I don't succeed in life, it's because I didn't succeed. It's not white people. It's not even Jewish people. It's not even my own people. It's because I didn't succeed. Nobody's holding me down. Nobody's keeping me back. Nobody's oppressing me. Nobody. If I am to succeed in this life, it's because I chose to do so. It's just funny that all these black folks talking about, am I getting paid? But they can't tell me who I'm getting paid by. But meanwhile, Colin Kaepernick, who's supposed to be fighting against the system, got his own ice cream with a shoe deal. So the system is paying Kaepernick, and it's going to pay me too, but I'm against the system, and it don't make any sense. But again, that's black folks' way of not listening to the truth. Black folks have made the truth conditional. They made it to where if I don't like the person, I ain't got to listen to it. We can all agree that if Malcolm X was alive today, black folks wouldn't like him. We can all agree. Black folks wouldn't like Booker T, Frederick Douglass, Malcolm X. Black folks wouldn't like these folks today. So it's clear. Go listen to Denzel Washington on how he feels about all this police brutality, all this. Listen to Denzel Washington's views. You see if you still like him, you want to cancel him. Thank Rico for the super sticker. Thank you, man. That victim mentality is a democratic control mechanism. Exactly, it is. It is. But let's listen to what Candace Owens said again, because I want her to get her just dues. Because I feel like black folks ain't gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it. I'm trying to get a good picture of her. She actually a good-looking woman too. That's another thing too. She ain't ugly and she ain't bald-headed. So that make a lot of girls don't like her for that reason. I said it. She ain't ugly and she ain't bald-headed. I said it. She ain't ugly and she ain't bald-headed. I said it. I know it hit y'all where it hurt. I just want a good picture of her, that's all. Kanye look crazy in this. I'm going to go with the other one. Sorry, Candace. Anyway, so my point is, we'll listen to Candace Owens one more time, and then I'll move off this topic. But I want to give her credit, because I know y'all ain't going to do it. I'm going to give her credit. Candace Owens did what all the black folks were scared to do. Candace Owens did what all the black folks was too scared and cowardly to do. She spoke the truth. She's the only person that put what Semitic was, the definition of it, on a platform. She's the only one that's done it. Candace Owens is the only one with a major platform sticking up for Kyrie unbiasedly, not mixing her words, very definitively sticking up for Kyrie Irving, and all of your woke black leaders, the ones fighting against the system, were too afraid to do it. Let's continue. If you at home, give Candace Owens a round of applause because she deserves it.
Kyrie Irving saying that? Why is he saying I can't be anti-Semitic? Why is he saying that a couple of breaths after he talks about the Oxford Dictionary? So here is the definition of Semitic straight from the Oxford Dictionary. It's relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family. So clearly what Kyrie Irving is saying based on that definition is that he believes that he is Semitic, that he hails from maybe Africa or from Asia. Do not make the word Semitic just about Jewish people in America. It includes a lot of other people, okay? Now you might disagree with that. You might disagree with the Oxford Dictionary definition, but you can't be mad at him for stating the actual Oxford Dictionary definition. I want to say this really from the heart, because there was so much pressure that was put upon me to condemn Kyrie Irving, right? To condemn Kyrie Irving based on this press conference, to basically decide that his pain is irrelevant. When I watched this press conference, I felt Kyrie's pain. I felt his pain, and I will say this emotionally and not rationally, as a black person. But what Kyrie Irving says is that you can't pit atrocity against another atrocity and basically say that his pain doesn't matter, that his noble pursuit of wanting to know where he came from, even if he landed on the wrong conclusions, is something that he is valid in feeling. Now, why is Kyrie Irving saying that? Why is he saying,
Oh, my bad, y'all. I gotta start over. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. I thought I hit it. My bad. I gotta start over. My bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay. Candace Owens did what none of these other woke, black, fighters of injustice, fighters against racism, fighters against systemic oppression. She did what none of these black leaders did, and that is put the definition of Semitic up on a national platform, read the definition, and then come back with context and say, according to this definition, Kyrie believes he's Semitic. And you can't get mad at him for going by the definition that's in the Oxford Dictionary. Then she further says that Kyrie's pain is valid based on the fact that you can't minimize his atrocity of what happened to his people. So Candace Owens articulated what none of these black woke cowards did. All these black leaders, these cowards, these thieves, these cowens, these charlatans and these frauds, all these people hopped on the kosher bandwagon and condemned Kyrie, but not Candace Owens, the one you call sellout. I believe right now, the order of the day should be an apology to Candace Owens. Because right now, whatever Candace Owens did to y'all feelings in the past needs to be erased. Whatever Candace Owens did to you all's feelings needs to be forgiven. Notice I said feeling because she did it to y'all. Y'all just weak-minded and soft and liberal and cowardly and disgusting. But what Candace Owens just did needs to make her good in everybody's book. I'm sorry. She been good in my book, but this should put her in the good book forever. Because at the moment when all the truth got revealed and everybody got exposed, who stood up? Candace Owens stood up. Jason Whitlock stood up. The two unlikely heroes that black folks condemned and called sellout. They're the ones that stood up for Kyrie. Let's continue. Nah, she didn't bow down like the rest of the black leaders, the bourgeois, the boule. Let's go to something else. Let me go to something else. Let's see what's going on in China. Now, I'm going to say this again, right? All a person owes me is the truth. They don't owe me nothing but the truth. So even if the person is a scoundrel, wicked person, if they tell you the truth, it is your job to accept the truth. So what people are doing is they're making the truth conditional. It doesn't matter who the truth comes from. All you want is the truth. But if you make the truth comfortable, you'll only get a lie. If you make the truth comfortable, you will only get a lie. So all Candace Owens owes me, all Jason Whitlock owes me, all these people owe me is just the truth. When that door closes, I don't know what they do. I don't care. When they get on that stage, they owe us the truth. That's it. But let's continue. So as y'all can see, they over there bucking in China because they're still under these mandates, under these lockdowns and all this stuff. But again, they've already acquiesced to the government. They've already allowed the government to take away all their rights. So you can't fight now. It's too late. I mean, y'all can fight, but it's going to be mass bloodshed, casualties, but y'all can do it. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you all that this is going to be America. This is going to be America. And nobody wants to just acknowledge that, but this is going to be America. All this stuff seems fun now. All this stuff seems so fun. People happy, all this stuff. You notice that when it comes to Black entertainment, it's always something that's not going on in the world. Think about it. Just think for 1 second. Anytime it comes to something Black going viral, it's always dealing with something not going on with the world. What's that tell you? When Black stuff goes viral, it's a distraction. We got digital currency dropping. We got folks protesting in China, and it's nowhere on the Black feeds. It's nowhere on the Black feeds. Amy said, Malcolm X said, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who is for or against. Exactly. I'm unbiased when it comes to the truth. I'm unbiased. So at the end of the day, I don't care what somebody does when the door closes. When you get on that podium, what do you say? Because it's our job to go off of the truth. Not the person, not the image, not the propaganda, the truth. Elon Musk done told y'all that the technology will make you be able to turn into a butterfly. Elon Musk done told you all that technology will make a human being turn to a butterfly. Elon Musk wanted a chip in your head. He's telling you what he wants. But y'all getting caught up on Twitter. No, Elon Musk has told you the truth. Elon Musk is the biggest con artist out there. And somebody suggested that I might be getting paid by Elon Musk. Let me clear the record right now. Let me clear the air. Elon Musk is a fraud. I've done videos about him. He working for the system. He believes in robots taking over. He believes in transhumanism. When the Peter pandemic was in place, he didn't speak out against it. All you got to do is just go back to who spoke out against the mandates and the Peter pandemic. That lets you know who's on whose side. Candace Owens did. None of your woke Black leaders did, though. Candace Owens did. So we got to give Candace Owens a round of applause again, because Candace Owens stood up against the snake bites. She said that the Peter pandemic was a scam. And she said, I'm not getting the snake bite. And she stood up for Kyrie. So in my book, Candace Owens is good. Now in y'all book, LeBron James still good. So we got two different books. My book is filled with wise words. Your book is filled with pictures. It's a pop-up book. You open it up, a big needle pops up. Second page, a big crack pipe pops up. Third page, Maya Angelou pop up on a quarter. Fourth page, Joe Biden pop up. Fifth page, his son pop up with a prostitute and a crack pipe. Last page, Kamala Harris pop up with that alien. I seen the video. She got that alien neck moving. The alien neck was moving, like she was an Atlantean. She had them gills moving down there. So we got two different books. We got two different books. We got two different books. But they're protesting in China is to no avail. Again, double-mindedness leads to decadence. Let's listen to a rabbi and see what he says about this whole Semitic thing.
perhaps hundreds of millions of people with this identity right now
of being from the people of Israel. Does that mean they were from the 10 tribes? Likely not. We were taught by the historians and within our own traditions that when the Romans conquered Judea a few hundred years after that the tribes of Israel went into exile, perhaps millions of Judeans were sold into slavery, into Africa, into Rome, deep into Africa. And if you look now, you're seeing people who are most likely the descendants of those slaves who kept true. I like to bring up a few specific examples because they're going to be game changers. One of them wrote letters to Israel when it became a state. And they said, we're Israelites out in Africa. You know, everyone laughed at them and they said, African Israelites, these people are just trying to jump on the first world country bandwagon. They're living in a third world country. They got nothing. We're coming to Israel. We got innovation, technology. So they're trying to get on this train because there's such a thing called the right of return. All descendants of the Jewish people from around the world are able to move to Israel. So they said we are also. And everyone kind of laughed at them, like I said. And a few people took it serious and went out there and started studying them, learned about their culture. And a professor from Duke University went out there and did DNA testing on them. And he showed not only do they share Semitic genes from people who were in Yemen and back to the Middle East, these gentlemen, a large percent of them, have the Y chromosome to be Kohanim, to be priests. Now, if anyone doesn't know, a priest is a specific family clan of the nation of Israel who come from Aaron, the brother of Moses, who was the first priest. And anyone descended from Aaron has the status title priest. And we found that these men in this village in South Africa called Lemba, L-E-M-B-A, carry this genetic marker to let us know that they share the same as from the Sephardic and the Ashkenaz and the population of the people in Israel today. They share the same exact DNA marker. That's mind-blowing. So everyone kind of got humbled a little bit who laughed at them and said, now what? Now what do we do about this? This could have tremendous implications. Another area in Africa you have something big happening is in Nigeria. You have the Igbo people, or Igbo, pronounced either way. There's 40 million of them, also Christians, like I spoke about before, how that could happen to the children of Israel very easily. But also a lot of them are now coming out and converting back or adopting the rules of the Torah without all the paganism that they've been practicing for hundreds of years. There's been books written about it from scholars in Nigeria, from scholars from the Jewish people. And where it gets interesting is, in America, there was a slave trade. And a lot of the slaves, a very high percentage of them, came from Western Nigerian ports. And in America today, you see a very large movement of African Americans who say that they're the real chosen people, that they're the children of Israel, they're the Judeans. You know, so what are they just trying to create an identity for themselves because they were slaves, or is there really something here? And the answer is most likely there is something there. And most likely maybe that they were the original Israelites, and maybe that the Jewish people today who are white Caucasian people came in a little bit later on. We know that some of the greatest sages of the transmission of the Torah were converts from Rome. You have a man named Onkelos who wrote a commentary on the Torah, unprecedented, that we still learn today. He was a convert. Some of the largest pillars on the transmission today were Roman converts. So here we are, we're Caucasian Jewish people. And now you have people in Africa saying that they're the real people of Israel. It can't be ruled out at all. We know they were sold into slavery. We know now that they're fulfilling prophecies by saying we're coming back. Africa has perhaps hundreds of millions of people with this identity right now of being from the people of Israel. Does that mean they were from the 10 tribes?
So if you notice, people are getting up and leaving. You can hear people moving, you know, sliding chairs and moving, you know, leaving because of what he's saying. Now, again, he's telling the truth. But again, him telling you that you are the original chosen people should disgust you, because look how far you've fallen from grace. Shout out to King Tabernacle for giving me this super duper sticker. Thank you so much, King Tabernacle. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. He's always been supporting me, man. I appreciate some of y'all support me more than my own, well, friends and family do. And it's actually sad, but to me, it's prophecy, because we all gonna be a part of a new family. You know, it's gonna be a great separation of the people, and so, you know, we're not gonna be connected by, you know, DNA anymore. It's gonna be something spiritual. Thank you, Doug Johnson. Okay, y'all done went back to back. Thank you, Doug, supporting me, man. I really appreciate it, man. Y'all, listen, man. Here goes my off the wall theory, right? And it might sound crazy. This rabbi is on live right now. What's his name? I'm gonna look him up. But basically, this is what I believe, right? So in the Bible, it talks about the body of Christ. It talks about the blood of Jesus, the body of Christ. I believe what it's talking about, if you think about it from a spiritual and a genetic sense, if there is a body of Christ, that could possibly mean that we all share the same DNA. So God talks about us being born again, right? But also we're born again through Yeshua sacrificing his life. Now, what does sacrificing your life actually do? I believe that when he gave up the spirit, the Holy Spirit gave up the ghost, I believe it went into the world. I believe that's what released the Holy Spirit into the world. I believe that in the future, there's going to be two groups. It's going to be those that follow God completely and those that don't, or those that are wishy-washy. But I also believe that those that follow God completely, their DNA is going to be changed. And this is what makes people a part of the body of Christ. This is when you're born again. If we're all born again, we're born again into something else, meaning we're all born to the same family, but not just spiritually, but also, to me, DNA. I saw a video where a guy was talking about there's two rings of the DNA ladder that have not been, I guess like come to life. I guess it's like two rings that are staying dormant. I believe that those two rings are going to come alive, and we're going to share the same DNA that way, because nobody else will have it. This is my own theories on body of Christ. What's his name? Rabbi Harry Rosenberg. All right. Rabbi Harry Rosenberg. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on body of Christ, being born again, having a new family, all these things. I believe that that's what's going to happen. If you think about it, we were spirit before we were flesh. So that means when we were in heaven, we were spirit. So you come down to earth and you do the process all over again. When you go back to that, you unlock the DNA so y'all can be connected again through spirit. These is my thoughts on the whole DNA, Yeshua, and all that stuff. That's what I believe. But I don't know, I could be way off, but I just think that the DNA that we're really looking at is going to connect us on a way higher level than just tribes and skin color. I believe it's going to be really a unlocking of a specific DNA genetic code. And honestly, I believe the folks that put this snake bite out and all this stuff, they're trying to find those people. And to me, they know that the true followers of God aren't going to get that snake bite. So they already can pretty much narrow down a group of people that they even want to target anyway. But anyway, yeah. I went off on a tangent, but let's listen to Pastor Darby real quick, and then we'll go to transhumanism.
The payment for payment for perversion is already coming. The stock market's crashing. Everything's going down. It's payment. Trust me, they're going to throw off on other things, but this is why it's coming. It's coming because we've opened the door to perversion. And before God would allow his creation to be corrupted that way, he'll bring judgment. And that's what judgment is coming. And I'm telling y'all, it's coming to the point that I want you to prepare your life. I'm not just telling you this to prepare your spirit. We can't stop the judgment. I know y'all want to pray about it. Let's just pray it. No, I think we passed that. Thank God it's got to happen. God's going to do what he got to do. We're living in the time of it, and we're going to have to just do, we're going to have to let it happen. So therefore, God's people got to be prepared. Spend so much time preparing our spirit, but not realize, okay, what if I got to live? If you woke up to mind, the money you got in the bank and your job is gone and the money you got ain't worth nothing, then what? What would you do? What have you done to prepare for anything? Do you have 2 weeks worth for anything for a disaster? We parade our sin. The payment for payment for perversion is already coming. The stock market's crashing. Everything's going down. It's payment. Trust me, they're going to throw off on other things, but this is why it's coming. It's coming because we've opened the door to perversion. And before God would allow his creation to be corrupted that way, he'll bring judgment. And that's what judgment is coming. And I'm telling y'all, it's coming to the point that I want you to prepare your life. I'm not just telling you this to prepare your spirit. We can't stop the judgment. I know y'all want to pray about it. Let's just pray it. No, I think we passed that. Thank God it's got to happen. God's going to do what he got to do. We're living in the time of it, and we're going to have to just do, we're going to have to let it happen. So therefore, God's people got to be prepared. Spend so much time preparing our spirit, but not realize, okay, what if I got to live? If you woke up to mind, the money you got in the bank and your job is gone and the money you got ain't worth nothing, then what? What would you do? What have you done to prepare for anything? Do you have 2 weeks worth for anything for a disaster?
So as we see, Pastor Darby was talking about the time such as now, about preparation, about, it's one thing to pray, but also, you got to prepare, because what's happening is going to happen. Again, with the digital currency, and I don't know why folks can't see the writing on the wall. If they digitize the money, they can control the money. So it doesn't matter how much you make. If it's digital, they can control it. Or they can just pull the plug, and if everything goes offline and they cut it back on, you won't have any, again, people don't understand because they're so duplicitous and double-minded, and it leads to decadence. When you're double-minded, you don't see the nuances in what's going on because your mind is constantly in a tug of war between the world and between Satan. When you're double-minded, you're not in the things of God. It's impossible. Because you're double-minded, that means you what? You lukewarm. And God spits you out his mouth. Because you double-minded, that means you're not taking a firm stance on nothing. You over here today, over there tomorrow. So at the end of the day, what we got to do is, now is preparation time. If they have a digital currency and they have social media, and Bill Gates already said that he wants your biometrics to be linked to the money. Imagine your biometrics being linked to the money. Hold on, hold on 1 second.
Probably the least talked about story. It is Joe Biden's executive order on cryptocurrency. It's an amazing executive order. You should read it. We must take strong steps to reduce the risks that digital assets could pose to climate change and pollution. Climate change and pollution. Apparently, not only are we worried about, dark money. I love that Joe Biden worried about dark money. We're also worried about the energy that it takes to have a decentralized currency. And so Section 5 of the executive order measures to protect consumers, investors, and businesses to lead work on an interagency report examining climate and energy concerns around cryptocurrency. For me, the biggest story of the week is probably the biggest story of.
Thank you. Who is this for the super sticker? Thank you so much. So Justin, again, New York Federal Reserve and multiple global banking giants after a 12-week digital dollar pilot. Let's go continue. SETL and digital asset join force to create a regulated network for tokens. Today, London-based SETL, and New York-based digital asset announced that they are entering into a partnership to create a new protocol which can be used by regulated institutions to launch interoperable tokens. The new protocol modeled on the Regulated Liability Network (RLN) initiative, first proposed by Citibank's Tony McLaughlin, will be developed and operated as a part of the global RLN and enable banks, central banks, and other regulated institutions to create tokens for their customers. Each token will represent a promise from the issuer to the holder of the token. Transferring tokens between banks will be handled by the network, which will mint, burn, and transfer tokens in a coordinated single operation to achieve real-time settlement between the customer of any regulated institutions. So basically, control sigil of Lucifer. They're showing you how the thing looks similar. The world's population will reach 8 billion people today, according to a projection from the United Nations. So 8 billion people. This time, that means it's time to, put this stuff into motion. Yeah. 7pass, even the phones and tablets, they are tracking everything. You have to be changing your settings every minute. Even then, I don't trust them exactly. Yeah, somebody said Apple Watch. If you think about it, you all, they've already subtly got us into the beast. Think about condoms. They came out and said that there was a disease that could kill you if you had sex. So they told people to have sex. You can keep having sex, but use a condom. The condom prevents the sperm from finding the egg. So essentially, it's genocide in a sense. Even having sex with a condom isn't good because that's part of the beast system. That's rubber, latex, them regulating sex. Like none of it's good. None of it's good. The Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is literally your own mark of the beast. If you think about it, the Apple Watch is essentially the Apple phone on basically attached to your physical body, your skin at all times. Like even the Apple Watch is a precursor to the mark of the beast. And guess what? I love Apple Watches, but I've always been hesitant because I didn't want to get it because I felt like it was too much connection between me and a physical device. Like it's it's device to skin contact. They wouldn't let us do what? They wouldn't let us do what? You gotta clarify what you're saying. I had another clip though, man. I had one more clip. Oh, got it. Here we go. Here we go. Got it. Okay.
Acknowledged by WHO, if you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clogged the economy globally, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulation. So hopefully for the next pandemic, we can still see some movement of the people, some movement of the goods, and movement of the economy. Health certificate acknowledged by WHO, if you have been...
We all have to work together. Corporations, of course, governments, civil society, to address the big issues in our world. Let me just make 4 remarks related to generating growth through innovation. First, of course, if we look at all the challenges, we can speak about a multi-crisis, an economic, a political, a social, an ecological, an institutional crisis. But actually, what we have to confront is a deep, systemic, and structural restructuring of our world. And this will take some time. And the world will look differently after. We all have to work together. Corporations, of course, governments, civil society, to address the big issues in our world. Let me just make 4 remarks related to generating growth through innovation. Currently, after we have gone through this transition.
Now, Klaus Schwab and the other guy are talking, and they're talking about changing the world. And he just listed there's a economic crisis, a social crisis, ecological. So basically, Klaus Schwab is saying they see the world in disarray. Now, when you go outside your house and go to work, you don't see any of this stuff going on. But apparently, when they look outside, they see it's a crisis. So that means they got to fix the crisis that you and I can't see. Now, fixing that crisis is going to require, as you heard the guy say, you not having any rights. So any crisis that people face, the solution is you not having any rights. One young lady that follows me, she don't follow me anymore, but she said she proved that climate change was real. And I said, well, if climate change is real, what's the solution? Because the solution to climate change being real is you not having any rights. They don't have a plan. If the planet is really doing what they say it's doing, they can't stop it. So if they can't stop it, then that means what are they really doing? Oh, just putting us in chains and slaves. Okay. So anyway, it's all BS. It's all BS. It's all BS. Here go the people about B20, priorities, trade and investment, energy, sustainability and climate. digitalization, finance, infrastructure, future of work and education, integrity and compliance, women in business action council. So you already see this is like, look who on there. Look who you see. Elon Musk, Dong Zhu, Deep Kapuria, obviously Professor Klaus Marisra, all them, look, World Economic Forum, IOE, IFAC, Institute of Internal Auditors, the World Bank. Look at all these heavy hitters here. All these heavy hitters here at this conference. And these folks are deciding the fate of the world. Name me one black platform that's talking about this. Is Hollywood Unlocked talking about this? The Shade Room? Is CNN? Is the Black Church? Name me what major black outlet is Revolt TV talking about it? Is Zeus Network talking about it? Name me one black, so-called black platform that's talking about what's going on with the world with Klaus Schwab and Elon Musk and Dong Zhu and Deep Guptoria and Leela Fori. Who talking about it? None of them. So that lets you know that black entertainment, the black content circle is used to distract you. If they're not talking about this, then what are they talking about? Some foolishness. All these black content creators, all these black platforms, all this black, bliggity black stuff, and they ain't talking about the elephant in the room, which is Klaus Schwab talking about changing the world how he sees fit. Listen, through trade and investment priorities, trade and investment, energy, sustainability, and climate, digitalization, finance, and infrastructure, future of work and education, integrity and compliance, women in business action council. So literally, he's planning on changing the entire world. And ain't no black major platform talking about it. That should let you know all that biggity black stuff is a distraction. It's a tool used by the system to keep folks from knowing this. To keep folks from knowing this, who would have knew that the World Economic Forum and the World Bank were partners? And then also the Institute of Internal Auditors. And then I don't know what the IFAC is or the IOE or the UN Women. We know what that is. So come on, y'all.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
I think that is imaginable. I think I think, you can imagine that. You can imagine, well, you're going to be sort of transplanted into, the internet, so to speak, to live forever in a digital realm.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains
I did it again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I did it again, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Glamour Doll stated that they're going to start updating and changing the dictionaries and encyclopedias. Yes, I was agreeing with her. They're going to start changing all of the stuff that's been a standard. They even said that math was racist. So they're going to change math. They're going to change the encyclopedias and dictionaries and all that because they want to get rid of the truth. They want to get rid of the truth. So the Bible's going to be next too. They're going to change the Bible. The Catholics already changed the Bible already. They're going to change it again. Or you know what? They're probably going to get rid of the Bible. They're going to deem the Bible racist, sexist, and anti-Semitic. So they're going to get rid of the Bible. And guess what black folks going to do? You're going to see black folks in front of their church burning the Bible. You're going to see the black church bow down and burn them Bibles and get rid of them. Watch. The same way you saw black folks shut them churches down, before there was ever any kind of government issue to do anything, the black church was shutting their doors based on something they couldn't even see. So I'm just letting y'all know now, when it comes to that Bible being illegal, the black church is going to throw that Bible away, burn it. I'm telling y'all. But anyway, they're going to get rid of the truth. That's their goal. So I'm telling y'all right now to buy hard copies of like these dictionaries and encyclopedias. Buy hard copies. Get hard copies of the books. Matter of fact, I'm going to look for an encyclopedia set myself, honestly. I'm going to look for a set of old one too. Yes, they will flag the Bible for hate speech, exactly. But y'all hear Klaus Schwab talking about chips in the brain and all this stuff. Again, if they're not talking about this stuff, then they're trying to send you to the slaughter. This is what's important.
And
humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
No, I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian machines, but even in democracies.
So this your boy Elon Musk. As you can see, Elon Musk and the World Economic Forum seem to have a similar vision. We can read through some of them. As a reminder, I'm in favor of universal basic income, Elon Musk. That's communism on a global scale. World Economic Forum, 3 tactics to overcome CV-19 is snakebite hesitancy. Why would WEF? Why carbon tax is crucial to curbing climate change. WEF, 4 reasons cities should embrace universal basic income. It's too small up there. To be clear, I do support snake bites. Elon Musk, to be clear, I do support snake bites in general and CV-19 snake bites specifically. The science is unequivocal. So you see Elon Musk is working hand in hand with the World Economic Forum of Klaus Schwab. So you don't have to trust, like, again, Elon Musk is telling you what he believes. He's telling you the truth. He's telling you, I'm for this global agenda. He's telling you. He's being clear. So that means if he starts up Twitter again, who cares? He buys Twitter, who cares? And if he puts Trump on Twitter, who cares? Smokescreen. Kanye on Twitter, who cares? Smokescreen. This is the real Elon Musk. He believes in transhumanism, universal basic income, climate change, snake bites, mandates, all of it. Elon Musk believes in all of it. We are literally a brain in a vat. The vat is your skull. Everything you think is real as an electrical signal. Feeds are so real though, feel so real though. So basically, Elon Musk, let me read that again. We are literally a brain in a vat. The vat is your skull. Everything you think is real is an electrical signal. Feels so real though. So basically, Elon Musk is saying that you're already transhuman because you're not really thinking thoughts. It's an electrical signal. Even some of the best AI software engineers in the world don't realize how to advanced Tesla AI has become. Elon Musk, creating a neural lace is the thing that really matters for humanity to achieve symbiosis with machines. So clearly, Elon Musk is for the destruction of humanity, working with Satan.
The problem is that there's no product that works well that you can go and buy. So it's all sort of in research labs,
right?
And it's like there's always like some cord sticking out of your head, and it's quite gruesome, and it's really there's no good product that actually does a good job and is high bandwidth and safe and something that you could buy and would want to buy. The way to think of the Neuralink device is kind of like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch that's where we take out a sort of a small section of skull about the size of a quarter, replace that with what in many ways really is very much like a Fitbit, Apple Watch, or some kind of smartwatch thing. We have put in our FDA application to have the problem is that there's no product that works well that you can go and buy. So it's all sort of in research labs,
right?
And it's like there's always like some cord sticking out of your head, and it's.
So, and Club Rico said it. He said he's already saying that you live in a simulation because he even says it feels so real. He basically said that human thought is an electrical signal. He said it feels so real. So basically he's saying that it's not real. So again, this is all part of a transhumanistic agenda. They're going to try to convince you all that you all don't have a soul, that you all don't have a consequence for you giving up your body to the devil. So this is all a setup. So Elon Musk is the popular guy everybody's supposed to like, but he's working with Satan. So again, if I'm getting paid, who's paying me? If I'm getting paid, who's paying me? Somebody said, so cash or debit won't matter. You have to do without. So listen, y'all, it's been real. And I'm about to close out. Instagram, you guys are about to shut off. My time is up. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all. I will see y'all again soon. Very soon. Maybe Friday. If not Friday, definitely Saturday. But I thank you. Yeah, I need some tea. I'm talking. My throat getting dry. But yeah, so I thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Instagram is done. And YouTube, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I didn't get to finish. I went off on a few tangents, but I'm gonna come back, talk about Shaquella Robinson and DL Hughley. next time. But I just want you all to be informed and take this serious. We got to stock up on supplies, obviously food, water, some survival stuff. I don't know what these folks going to do, but I imagine they're going to shut down power and food and water and make you have to go to them to get it. And so we kind of want to be ahead of the game, because they may do it for a time period. They know they can't do it for too long because they'll lose society. So, you know, they'll probably do it for, I don't know, maybe a month to 2 months, probably really a month. You're mentioning taxes when you're out of the beast system. You don't get it. I don't know about taxes. Yeah, but I don't know about taxes. I mean, if you off grid, ain't no taxes. Like if you out of the system, ain't no more taxes. Ain't no nothing. Ain't no social. You just free balling. You live it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for my tips. Thank y'all for the health tips. Thank y'all. I'm gonna drink some tea though, but really from me talking so much, you know, my throat getting raspy. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you all in a few days, maybe Friday or definitely by Saturday. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all for the stickers and the badges. I love y'all. Thank you.